Yeah.
Done.
Right, Jai Janendra, everyone. This is we are starting a new class for young Jain professionals. So basically, let me give you a little bit of history. Uh, this class was started like 4.5 years back. Previously, we were doing audio conferencing, and so we studied actually a book called Jain Tattva Parichay for the last 4.5 years, and we studied word by word through audio conferencing. My name is Prerit Shah. I live here in Houston, and I'm a I'm a YGP coordinator for this class. And our teacher, hopefully, should be joining soon. He is Shastri Saurabh Jain. He lives in Indore, and along with this class, he has been teaching many other classes locally and abroad for many years. So the purpose of this class, this time we wanted to try video conferencing to make the user learning experience more interactive. And so that's why we have gotten this new platform called Zoom. So let me give you a little bit of background on Zoom here. Zoom is a video conferencing cloud meeting type platform. And as you can see, there are so many facilities. We all can see each other. You can even dial in through audio or a smartphone, or you can dial in through by calling in or through your computer. And there is a facility for recording here, as well as to do many other things within the Zoom. If you have any questions regarding Zoom, one thing I would like to show you is that we can even draw things here while we share the screen. So that's a good thing. If someday someone would like to share something, show something, so we can use this platform to our advantage. And then what we will do is we will record every session as well and send it out after the class. After the class, we will send out the links. So previously, our plan was to start in a textbook called Chardala. Chardala is a very famous Jain scripture in India. It was written in 1800s by Pandit Daulat Ramji. And recently, it has been translated in English by Grid by Gosalia, who lives in Phoenix. So we were going to start that scripture, like we were going to start studying that. But we thought, since there may be some new people here, we thought to make the transition easy and to basically let them see the connection between these principles and their applicability in their life. We decided that for a few sessions, we'll start with stress management workshop. So in this particular few sessions, we are going to look at Jainism from the perspective of stress management. And it's going to be very practical workshop. So that's what we will do for first few classes. So the purpose of this class is three things. First, to educate young Jain professionals about the Jain philosophy and Jain fundamentals, as well as Jain practices, Jain traditions, and Jain conduct, and the rationale behind those conducts. Second thing, we want to basically eliminate a lot of misconceptions that exist regarding Jain philosophy in general. We want to eliminate those misconceptions by educating people. And third, basically, we want to promote interaction to learn the Jain principles in general. Just a second, someone is calling me, maybe Saurabh. Hello? Hello? हाँ सौरभ जी नहीं हम लोग कॉन्फ्रेंस रूम में ही है have you entered the right number? It's 131794691. Look at the जो meeting ID है ना 131794691. हम लोग सब है मीटिंग में. We're all in the
ना एक चीज को ध्यान यार मेरे हाथ मुझे भी ध्यान
मैं कर दूंगा अब
नहीं मुझे आप ध्यान रखते कोई चीज को रोक भी नहीं कर सकते
Excuse me. So there is a background noise by someone. Can put it in new mute if you have a background noise from your side. Saurabh, 131-794-691. नहीं नहीं ये एक ही अपना पहले से only यही मीटिंग आईडी है. Everyone is in this classroom.
कंप्यूटर पर जो बोले फोन ना तो मुझे हट लो लैब पे शेयरिंग द स्क्रीन इज हियर आज डेस्कटॉप चालू છે મારે ચાલુ કરવું પડશે કે
Hello, who joined the class? Okay. Saurabh ji, are you there? Okay, all right. Okay, Saurabh ji is here. Saurabh ji, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, can you hear us properly?
I can.
Okay. You know, let me familiarize you with Zoom actually. Right now I'm sharing screen, and actually you can put your Zoom in multiple modes. Actually, so right now you would be seeing a PowerPoint, right? But along with the PowerPoint, you will see faces on the side, and there should be a mode where what you can do is there is a arrow button on the side, which will show you only active speaker only. So whoever is speaking, that will be only shown on the side. So you can keep Zoom in multiple modes. You can basically keep it in whatever mode it's more convenient for you. Okay.
No issue.
All right. So Saurabh, up until now, I was just giving people a history about this class, what the purpose and what the background is. I told people that we started this class about 4.5 years ago, and we have studied Jain Tattva Parichay word by word, actually. So now we were starting in a new textbook called Chardala. It's in English. It has been recently translated in English. We thought to make people's transition easier into this class, we wanted to show some applicability of these principles in terms of stress management. And that's why we are actually going to start with stress management this time, and then later on transition into the original textbook. So I already mentioned our purpose. Another thing I want to do is basically I highly encourage people to sign up because if you want to sign up for this class, there is no fees or charge or anything like that. This is completely free of charge. But for your benefit, just send me your email and phone number if you haven't done so to my email address yoursprerit@yahoo.com. Again, it's yoursprerit yoursprerit@yahoo.com. Send me your name and email and phone number so that I can add it to our distribution list, because after the class we will be sending out some material as well as the link of this recorded session, as well as some other information, so you can receive it in time. Okay. Next agenda we have is introduction. So let's see who else is on the class. I already introduced myself. My name is Prerit Shah. I'm a coordinator for this class. I basically facilitate this session, and I live here in Houston, and I'm an engineer by profession. So I'll let our teacher. I'll introduce Saurabh ji. Saurabh ji, आप अपने आप को introduce कीजिए. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, this is Saurabh Shastri. Since last 4.5 years, I'm taking YGP class. I'm a senior manager in a financial company. I have just done my Shastri from Pandit Tolul Smarak, and University of Rajasthan has given me title Shastri. So the title is given by the government of Rajasthan to me, and I'm just taking classes, many classes like US class. Here is also YGP I'm running, and many projects like Samayasat, Shairhala, video books, apps, etc. I'm just making and spreading Jain religion all over the world.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Saurabh. And it has been real pleasure to learn from Saurabh for the last 4.5 years. So we're really fortunate to have him. He has been teaching for so long and so consistently. So thank you so much, Saurabh, for your service and your help, your teachings in terms of Jainism. Let's see who else is new. Who else is on the class? Vishal, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Vishal Kapadia. I've been in Houston for 2 years now. I work for a chemical company. Met Prerit and everyone through the temple, and Prerit has been talking to me about this class. So I wanted to see and understand what this is and improve my fundamentals on Jainism. So that's why I decided
Okay.
let
And
me
Vishal has been
come for
very,
these few
very
sessions and understand and continue with it.
yeah, and Vishal has been very, very enthusiastic to learn Jain principles. So I've just encouraged him to come to this class, and he would. I really hope that he benefits from this class. Okay, who else is new? Okay, Samkit, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Samkit. I'm currently in Houston, and I'm software engineer by profession. I've been in Houston from last 4 years now, and I'm very new to Jainism fundamentals. Basically, I have started attending Pathshala sessions in Houston, and I wanted to basically learn this whole fundamentals in a very structured way. And Preet has been telling me to join this class for a long time. So now is this as this is a new session? I would like to attend this basically.
Okay, yeah, Samkit, welcome to the class, and we are looking forward to this class together. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask questions anytime, everyone. Okay,
Sure.
next, who else is in the class right now? Ketan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Jai Janendra. This is Ketan Mehta. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I am a physician by trade, but my true passion is Jainism, and I've been involved in this class for a while now and have had the good fortune of learning a great deal from Surabji and looking forward to learning much more from Surabji.
Okay, and Ketan joined this class probably halfway into our last Jain Tattva Parichaya book, but he has been very, very consistent and very, very interested since then. And we're very fortunate to have you, Ketan, here.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Who else is in the class? Hey, Samkit, Ankita is there. Ankita would like to introduce herself.
I'm in different room. I'll check.
Yeah,
Okay.
Prerit, I'm here.
Okay.
We're logged in through different computers.
All right.
Okay, can you see me now? I guess?
Yes, we can see you. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Ankita. Obviously, I'm Samkit's wife. I'm an IT auditor by profession, and yeah, same thing. I've been wanting to join this class and know Jainism more from like a day-to-day perspective, how to apply it in your professional life and personal life. And I'm not too deep into the various Sanskrit words and the deeper meanings, but I like to know how to apply it in my day-to-day life. So that's why I'm here. And thanks,
All right.
Prerit, for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, Ankit, and one thing I can definitely assure you is that a lot of times when we start learning this Jain principles, Jainism appears to be highly intellectual and theoretical. And sometimes in that studying, we kind of lose that connection with our life. But I can assure you that you will see the day-to-day connection of with your life of these principles. That these principles are not really just the theoretical concepts. They're highly applicable in our day-to-day life, and you will just see that in this next few sessions. That's the whole purpose. We wanted to go through the stress management so people can see this connection before we delve into deeper study, because one can only sustain only if they have a motivation to continue studying. So that's our purpose, to start with stress management. Okay, all right. Who else is left? Nishit, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Nishit Shah. I'm currently living in Santa Rosa, California, and I'm an engineer by profession, working for a medical device firm. I've actually briefly been involved with this class in the previous session, Jain Tattva Parichay, when Saurabh was teaching. Unfortunately, I didn't necessarily complete that one, but I'm hoping to continue this one.
Okay, Nishit. Yeah, we're very happy to have you back here in class. Okay, all right. Next, who else? See, Priyanka, would you like to introduce yourself? Priyanka, we can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
Hi, this is Priyanka Charadia. Right now I'm in Bangalore, and when I started this class, I was in US, and I started just 1.5 years back when we were in chapter, I think around 20 of Jain Tattva Parichay. And I'm very happy to join this class, and I hope to continue this new session very enthusiastically.
All right, Priyanka, thank you so much. And let's see.
Are you sharing your screen right now?
Right now I'm not. Right now I'm not. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Is there anyone else I missed? Pritesh is here. Pritesh is not here today. Looks like.
I'm here.
Anyone else?
I'm via phone.
Okay. Pritesh,
I've joined,
let's go ahead and
I'm
introduce
not.
yourself.
Yeah. My name is Pritesh Mutha. I'm also a physician by profession. I've been in the class since it started with Jain Tattva Parichay. I was very fortunate that Prerit introduced me to this class in the beginning, and Saurabh ji has been teaching us since then. So lately I haven't been as regular as I used to be, but I'll try to be more active now. And thanks to Saurabh ji, we're learning a lot. There's a lot to learn, a lot more to learn, but we always feel this. We have that tremendous resource whenever we have a question or whenever we have a doubt. So we're very thankful. Thank you.
Actually, Pritesh is being very modest. Everyone knows that he has been one of the most consistent student of this class since the beginning. So, but he's still being modest by his standard. He thinks that he's not consistent by his standard. You can see where he has set the bar for himself. We're glad to have you, Pritesh. Okay, all right. Anyone else? Did I miss anyone else?
Yeah, Gauravji is there.
Oh, Gauravji, yes. Gauravji, go ahead and introduce. So, आप अपने आप को please introduce कीजिए. So,
Yeah.
Gauravji is Saurabhji's twin brother. Okay, Saurabh and Gaurav Shastri, they are both twin brothers. They live together in Indore, and I've recently had I've recently been able to visit them in Indore. I lived with them for about a week, about a month ago.
Okay, this is Saurabh Jain and this is Gaurav Shastri. Saurabh Shastri, Gaurav Shastri. Both just be studied in Total Smarak. Simultaneously, we just completed Shastri degree from there. And Gauravji is just a master degree in journalism, Jain Darshan. And I'm having master degree in just English. And Gauravji is running his business of financial market, it means stock market. I'm doing job in a financial company. Both we are just running classes, teaching to students, running YGP, etc. Yeah, she is my mother.
Hello, Auntie Ji. Jai Jinendra. So yeah, I had such a good time meeting their whole family and spending time with them. We even went on Tirth Yatra for many 3-4 days, and I had such a wonderful time over there in Indore. So someday, hopefully, we all can go back together. Okay, all right. So with that, let's see. I hope I haven't missed anyone else in the introductions. Oh, Simit, would you like to introduce yourself if you're there?
Okay. Mute, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 people are all are in mute.
Hey, Simit, are you there? Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, all right. Simit maybe could be on a mute or something, but if he comes back, we'll introduce him as well. Okay, hopefully I haven't missed anyone. Let me know, please.
She just stepped out. Kinjal was here. She wanted to introduce.
Oh yeah,
I guess.
great. Yeah.
but she just stepped out, so I guess.
Why don't you introduce her on behalf of Kinjal, though? Yeah, just tell us about it.
So Kinjal, she's my wife. She's a mechanical engineer and a proud mother of our son. She is currently working also. So she was regular in the class, but since the time we started family, she has been more busy taking care of family, and because of her, I've been able to attend the class actually. So right now she's doing exact same thing. She's taking care of the work, and because of that, I'm able to attend the class. She tries to join whenever she can, but not so regularly.
Yeah, and for Kinjal's benefit, we are recording this session right now. So hopefully she won't miss out anymore. Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Simit, are you there? Would you like to introduce yourself?
I think he's just put on mute.
Yeah, probably. Okay. All right. No problem. All right. We will go on to the next session then. Okay. So we made the objectives very clear for this class. We are very clear on why we are starting with stress management. So with that, I think we won't take much time. We would directly go into the stress management from a Jainism point of view. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Okay. Everyone can see my screen. So before we go into Jain concepts, I want to set the stage clearly here. So let me just, okay. So originally give you some background. Some of you may know that we conducted this stress management workshop here in Houston about 2 to 3 years ago, and we ran it for almost a year, and we went through lots of basic concepts. And along with that, we actually did a lot of case studies. So as we went at certain milestones, we would stop, and then we would take real life scenarios, and then we would analyze scenario using these principles so that to see how it really applies to our life. And in order to facilitate this whole exercise, we even created a blog. There is a Jainism stress management blog. If you just, I will send out the blog in the email, but if you just type JSH, Jain Society of Houston, JSH, stress management in Google, you'll see that blog come up. And the blog has, so I post actually questions right after the class just to stimulate the thinking of these principles. So basically, if people want to answer those questions, they can go log in the blog and write answers, post answers there. That's another way to facilitate our interaction and communication. Okay, all right. So first of all, we would like to offer our salutations to our Panch Parmesti, Arihantas, Siddhas, Acharyas, Upadhyay, and Sadhus. And then we would also like to say thanks to any of you who has contributed in passing on and preserving this knowledge. And I can assure you that Jainism has this complete framework to basically analyze the stress. And I've never in my life seen any other place where such a clear framework and conceptual knowledge in terms of defining and understanding and solving stress eventually. Okay. First of all, I'd like to show you a video. Actually. There is some background noise. If the background noise is from your side, please put it on mute, please. Okay, I'll share a video here. Hopefully you can see it. Can everyone see it clearly?
Yeah, we can see it.
Actually, hold on. Let me share with the noise sounds. Actually, okay. That would. Okay. Hopefully this time it's with the sound. I don't know why this is not playing. Hold on, just a second. Give me just a second to fix this.
The message is showing that your just band is slow.
Oh, okay. Probably that's why.
Yeah, because lots of videos are running, audio, video, and this.
Yes, correct. Okay. All right. In that case, probably you may not be able to see the sound. You may not be able to hear the sound, but you will see just the screen. Okay. Let me see if I can go to the YouTube and show you the video actually.
Yeah, that would be fine, I think.
Yeah. I'm just going on YouTube. I'm going to. So this video is actually very, very relevant, and that's why it's important to see this.
The same message showing again.
Okay, all right. Let's see. I'm going to start sharing my screen now. Okay, can everyone see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hopefully. All right, I think that's good enough. Everyone could see the video?
It wasn't that clear. Huh?
Yeah, it wasn't that clear, but could you at least understand what was going on?
Yeah, I know that guy and everyone were coming in, but I couldn't figure out what happened in the end.
Yes, yeah. So what happened was this guy was in an elevator and just kept waiting, and people just kept coming in one after another. And at one point in time, he just lost patience, and he just started attacking everyone. He just got frustrated that people are just keep coming in, and he just can't get off the elevator. I mean, he's just not being able to go up. So he just got frustrated. So this is a simple video. Yeah, basically what I want to highlight is here he was definitely under stress, right? Everyone recognizes that this guy was under stress. So now, anyone would like to take a guess on why he was under stress? What was what really caused us stress? I mean, it always appears to us, right, that our external circumstances and situations and other people's behavior are causes stress. So it just appears like that he was just in that situation that he just kept people just kept coming in and he was getting late, and because of his situation he was stressed. I mean, and there is nothing wrong about it, right? That's what we think. So the real question is, do external circumstances and behavior of other people can really cause stress? That's the real question that we will be asking ourselves here in this session. So just keep that in mind, okay? Everyone agree that it appears like that. It always appears like that the circumstances bring stress. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the next slide. Okay. Another scenario I want to talk about is in childhood, everyone may have heard the story of a lady, a kid, and a dog, right? But this lady, she has a kid, is an infant, probably less than 12 months old, at her home, and they have a dog. And this lady goes out in the market, and she's basically trusting her dog to take care and make sure protect her baby while she is gone. And then when she comes back, she sees that the dog was in a living room, and a dog had a blood on his mouth. So she starts thinking that dog has actually killed the baby. And so she gets really irritated, she gets really hurt, and she starts beating the dog and she kills the dog. And then when she goes into the next room, she realizes the dog had actually in fact saved her son from a snake. So the blood that she was seeing was of a snake and not of the son. So she actually feels a relief at this point that okay, her son is alive, but she feels very repentant that she didn't judge the situation correctly, and basically she killed the dog, and she got angry about it. So now the question to ask yourself here is that where did this stress occur? I mean, who really, where in that lady that stress occurred? Is that really in brain? Is that really in what organ of the body? Or the second thing is, what really caused the stress within the lady? Was that the external situation or something else? So these are the two cases I would like you to keep in mind, because in both the cases, it very much appears that the situation around was the cause of the stress. But what we really want to ask ourselves at the end of the session is, was that really true or not? So we are just questioning our own assumption. We're just taking our assumption as a truth, and then later on, we are going to see, analyze it, whether it's true or not. Any questions up until this point? Okay, all right. So next slide. This slide kind of summarizes the stress management logic. So think about any problem in life, okay? Any problem in life, whether it's illness that we are going through or it's a problem at work. In order to solve any problem, first of all, one really has to understand stress. So that's the first thing. If you don't even understand a problem, then you can never solve it. Second thing, in order to solve that problem, there has to be enough motivation to solve that problem. So we have to know the consequences of those problems. So the consequence is the second thing that we have to learn. Third thing we have to learn is the causes of stress, because only when we understand the root cause of a problem, then we can solve it completely. And then the fourth thing is how to manage the stress. Basically, to manage the stress only when we know the root cause, and then we can formulate the strategy to solve the problem. Just like that, for solving the stress, first we need to have a proper definition and proper understanding of a problem. Second, in order to generate enough motivation, we need to know the consequences of stress. And then we need to know the root causes, as well as then we need to know the remedies to eliminate those root causes. So we are just going to keep this flow chart in mind. This is how this workshop is kind of structured. In this first couple of sessions, we are going to try to define stress. And then we will talk about the consequences, then we will talk about the causes of stress, and then finally we can talk about managing the stress. Now, other thing I would like you to note is, nowadays there are many workshops like yoga shibir and meditation shibirs, and a lot of people talk about resolving stress. But the thing is, we have to keep in mind is, do anyone really explain this problem of stress? Does anyone really explain us? I mean, when you go to these workshops, no one really explains any definitions or anything like that. People just start telling us that, okay, do this breathing method or do this kriya, and then your problem will be solved. But the question we really want to ask ourselves is our stress really get solved, or it just gets masked during that time? And here we want to thoroughly analyze this problem, and that's why we are going through this exercise of this session, basically. Okay, So the key questions we are going to answer ourselves in this particular session for defining the stress is what is stress. In Gujarati or Hindi, you can say it's akorta or dukh. Second, who is experiencing stress? And third one is who does stress, who's responsible for it? Those are the key questions we will be asking ourselves. Okay. So now with that, I'd like to keep this forum open for a little bit of interaction here. First, let's forget about Jainism. Let's forget about everything else. Let's just think from our worldly life point of view. What do we think? What is stress? What is really stress? Is stress really a high blood pressure, or in medical terms, is a hyperactivity of endocrine system, or is it a headache, or is it a fear, or is it a harassment from someone, or is it some environmental or external force, or something else? What is it? Anyone would like to say anything about it? Anyone?
Really undefinable. It's so many different causes of stress if you look at it from the medical perspective, not from the Jain perspective. But it's very multifactorial. It's things that may cause anxiousness, feelings of palpitations, etc. All of those are physical manifestations of those, I think.
We are having some background noise, so if you are not speaking, just put it on mute, okay? Okay, all right. Yeah, go ahead, Ketan.
I think I finished. I was just saying that it's very difficult to define, that it's really a multifactorial thing, stress. It's related to physical manifestations of the feelings of anxiousness that occur for whatever reason. And it's very, very difficult to define from a medical perspective, different obviously from the Jain perspective.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, Ketan, you're right. Hold on just a second. Okay. So another thing to note here is, if you go onto the website of American Institute of Stress, here's the definition you will find. And here's the website if you want to go take a look at it. They say what Ketan just mentioned. Stress is not a very useful term for scientists because it is such a highly subjective phenomena that it defies the definition. And if you can't define stress, how can you possibly measure it? And so what they're saying is there is no way to measure stress from the modern medical science point of view. They just don't have a proper definition of stress. Now the thing is, if you don't have a proper understanding of a problem, how can you even solve the problem? And that's why we are seeing this cases out there where people are in depression and they are on this depression drugs. It's just never been able to cure those type of illnesses, mental illnesses, but stress-related disorders, because I mean they just don't have a right understanding of the problem. Everyone agrees? Anyone has any other definition of stress from any other philosophy or any other discipline? We are not even talking about Jainism at this point. Just keep in mind. Okay?
It's all about cause and effect.
Say that again, Vishal?
It's about cause and effect. You know, if you have a situation, have a scenario, cause and effect, you know, I think that's the fundamental that creates the stress in human being.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, there is always going to be causes for any phenomena, right? But what we are trying to ask ourselves is that what is really definition? I mean, yeah, we can go into the root causes of a problem, right? What is really a definition of a stress? That's what we are trying to understand here. First of all, I mean, the cause and effect is always there. Obviously, something causes something, right? But what is really, how do you define what is stress? It's just very difficult to define it because it's so subjective and there are so many things that's causing it. So that's the difficulty that we wanted to demonstrate here, that it is really, really very difficult to define stress, and modern medical science or any other discipline out there don't have a conceptual framework to define stress actually. So that's the realization I wanted to bring here. Everyone agrees? Anyone has any other comments here or any questions?
Yeah, so to further elaborate what you said, stress is very subjective, yes, and by which it means that some situation will give stress to someone and not to someone else, or the same situation someone will get stressed out at some point and not at the other time. So the cause and effect is only when you get stressed out, that's when you will call it as a cause. Because in other situation, in other time, that situation may not be the cause you because you are not stressed out. The situation is still there. So the reason for it being so difficult is it's what you feel and what you think of that situation at that point in time, and it's not universal. And that's why it's so difficult.
Yes, exactly, Pritesh. Very, very true. And, very
Very
right. Okay, anyone else? Okay. So with that, okay, so what now, having that realization that it's been very, very difficult to define stress and we don't have a proper conceptual framework to define stress, now what we are going to do is we are going to delve into basic Jain concepts. Now here, for you will feel like for a few minutes or up until we get to a point where we finish with this concept, we're just going to learn about this basic Jain concept. And then once we are done with that, then we'll come back and then we will define stress. And then you can tell us whether you can see stress as clearly as other things. Like for example, cancer. Cancer has a very, very clear definition in modern medical science, right? I mean, maybe Pritesh or Ketan can tell us. Ketan, what is the definition of cancer in general in modern medical science?
Simply put, it is a overgrowth of cells for whatever reason.
Okay, very, very true. So as you can see, there is a very clear definition that you can visualize and you can relate to. So what we want to do is at the end of this session, I mean, maybe not today, but as whenever we finish this PowerPoint, we want you to be able to visualize the stress. We want to have that clear level of understanding. That's what we are aiming for. Now we are going to go into basic of uh, basic Jain concepts. So basically, I'll let Saurabh explain this, but meanwhile, while he's busy, I'll go through it. So first of all, Jainism is an attempt to understand the entire universe. You know how the universe functions, what are the properties of different things, how things work together in nature, what are the laws of nature. So first of all, let's understand the nature of the universe from Jain point of view. So according to Jainism, this universe is nothing but is a collection of 6 substances. So there are 6 substances in the universe, and that makes up this entire cosmos. And those 6 substances are basically, I'm going to name them here, and we will go into the details a little bit later here. But first of all, first one is Jeev, second one is Pudgal, third one is Dharma, fourth one is Adharma. Dharma and Adharma are basically medium of motion and medium of rest in English, if you want to call it. And then Akash and Kal, so which is space and time. So these are the 6 substances that makes up our cosmos, basically. So now, basically, I'll let Saurabh explain the Dravya, Gun, and Paryay. Saurabh, would you like to explain from this slide the Dravya, Gun, and Paryay, substance, attribute, and modifications?
Okay. So let's start with just the cosmos. This lok it means sansara, Vishwa. So usually it's a very common concept in this world that the world is created by any god. A Hindu person says that world has been created by Vishnu or Brahma. If we talk about Christian, if we talk about Muslims, so each and everyone they say that this world has been created by God. But the theory of Jain religion is different from them. Jain religion says that this world has not been made by anyone and cannot be destroyed by anyone, because this world is having a Dravya Gun Paryay. Dravya Gun Paryay, it means Dravya, a solid thing, we can say. Gun, it means many attributes in that solid thing. And Paryay, it means the changing avastha of that thing. And this means the world has been made automatically, not by a person, not by Brahma, not Vishnu, not no god can just made this world. So what is cosmos? Cosmos is a collection of 6 substances: Jeev, Pudgal, Dharma, Adharma, Akash, Kal. So everywhere we find these 6 substances, and we are able to see only one substance, which is called Pudgal. So because Pudgal we just can feel, we can touch, we can taste, which is color, smell, shape, etc. So this world cannot go out of these 6 substances. The name of all Jeep, Pudgal, Dharma, Dharma, Akash, Kal. I think all you know about these 6 substances. These are very common. And what is substance? Dravya. A substance is a collection of attributes. Substance is a collection of attributes. For example, if you take an example of a sugar. Sugar is a substance, and sugar is having collection of attributes like whiteness, like sweetness, etc. Many attributes sugar is having. So sugar is a dravya, and if we talk about attributes, so sweetness and the whiteness, these are attributes. What is an attribute? It means gun. If we talk about in Hindi, dravya, gun. An attribute is that which exists in each and every part of the substance in any shape, from form or state. So attribute you can find in each and every state. For example, if we take the example of our soul, so knowledge is a permanent attribute, or attributes are permanent. All attributes are permanent. So knowledge is the attributes of soul, and you can find this attribute even in Godavastha, in Narak, in Manus, in Dev, in illness, even in any state you will find this attribute which is called Gyan in that soul or in my soul. So that definition of Drav, it means a substance is a collection of attributes. Gun, it means an attribute is that which exists in each and every part of the substance in any shape, form or state. Now we talk about Paryay. What is Paryay? Change of a state of each attribute is called Paryay. So we just see that the world is changing every day. We try to keep our youngness permanent, that my youngness must not go, but it's not possible because this drav is moving, which is called Paryay. Continuously we are just growing old, day by day we are just growing old. That is called Paryay. Paryay, it means change. So change is inevitable. That cannot be moved, that cannot be stopped by anyone. Even if someone says that my God can stop these changes, so it's a false thing. No one, no God, nothing is in this world which can stop these changes, which is called Paryay. Okay, Preetji, is it clear?
Yes, it is clear. Yeah. Okay, next slide. So here are the 6 substances mentioned, and as Saurabhji mentioned, substances are eternal and they were never created and can never be destroyed and have no beginning or end. And here you can see the quantity of these substances in the universe. So there are infinite soul, infinite dew substances. So every one of us are dew, right? Even the ant, dog, everything. They're independent soul substance. Everyone is independent dew. They're infinite. Then there are infinite Pudgal particles. Like you can see matter all around us, right? Touch, the matter which has touch, taste, color, smell. Those are our Pudgal particles, matter particles, and they're infinite particles, infinite multiplied by infinite particles in the universe. And it's such a large, they're fixed number, but it's such a large number that we cannot even count it and we cannot keep track of it. Similarly, there is one continuous medium of motion in the universe, and for this purpose of the stress management workshop, we won't really talk too much detail about Dharma, Akash, and Kal, because they're a bit irrelevant in this matter. So we are mainly going to talk about Jeev and Pudgal here. But rest of the substances are Dharma are one. Akash is a one infinitely spread, widespread universe. It's called Akash. It's space. And then there is a one. According to Jainism, there is a one Kal particle called Kalanu in each unit space of the Akash. And so this is just a high-level overview of 6 substances in the universe. Now, this Saurabh already explained what substance is, what attributes is, and Paryay is. Now, you want to keep in mind this Dravya Gun Paryay, this concepts of substance, attributes, and modification. This is a foundation of Jain philosophy, actually. This kind of gives a framework to analyze anything in the universe, any matter in the universe, whether it's the matter substance or it's a soul. in order to analyze or understand it completely, one has to understand Dravya, Gun, and Paryay. So that's what we are trying to understand in this. Now, as Saurabh mentioned, every substance exhibits the eternal aspect and also has a transitory aspect. So basically, everything has its permanent attributes. But while it has its permanent attributes, the state of the attributes or modification is continuously changing. So we take example of mango. The touch, taste, color, smell, those attributes are always there. But the color is continuously changing. So the attribute of color is there, which is permanent, which can never be taken away from a particle. But the color changes from green to yellow. Similarly, smell changes, touch, texture changes, and smell also changes. So those are the modifications. Now, in modern science, we have always studied conservation of mass, conservation of energy, right? So which tells us that matter
Okay.
cannot be created.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so these we are just discussing about these 6 substances. So how they can just help to reduce our stress in present scenario when we are seeing that in spite of all have luxurious life as just people of US, London, Australia they are having, but in spite of having luxurious life, so much amount of money, having a good just a position in society and in company, why they are just committing suicide? It means it is a report that in Western culture, more and more young people they are committing suicide. So how we can just reduce this committing suicide due to just stress, which the young generation is getting by now?
Yeah, very good point, Saurabhji, and that's exactly I think we are going to see in this class that we are going to learn about stress and see why that happens and how we can mitigate it. And once we see the reasons, it will become clear why this culture, basically why we Western culture, so many problems with the suicide, and not just Western culture, even India, because of the lack of this knowledge nowadays, the suicide rate has gone up. Now, I would like to give one example. A lot of times people may have a question whether how nothing can be made or nothing can be created or nothing can be destroyed in the universe. Let's take an example of ice cube. If you heat up the ice cube, what will happen? It will melt and become a water, right?
Mhm.
Then if you heat up the ice water further, it will become a steam. But if what will happen if you heat steam further, like really at a really high temperatures? According to physics, it becomes plasma. It becomes ionized. So, but let me ask you this: in all these states, can you ever destroy the fundamental properties of the matter, which is touch, taste, color, and smell? Can you ever destroy it? Yes, no?
No.
So you cannot destroy it. There is no method to destroy it. No scientist can ever do that, and no scientist will ever claim to do that. So that means it just proves that if nothing can be created, now if nothing can be destroyed, then how can something be created, right? You can create something that can be destroyed, but how can you create something that cannot be destroyed? So this
No,
whole concept.
there are many chemicals. There are many chemicals which scientists are having. So by which we can destroy any element or any dravya.
It's not a destruction, right? So it's just a change in the form. So it just changes its form. But the fundamental properties like touch, taste, color, smell of the particle will continue to remain there. It will just change its form. So that's what Jainism is demonstrating, that it's a conservation of substance. All 6 substances can never be created, can never be destroyed, and they're eternal. And no God can create it, and no God can destroy it. There is no interference of anything in those substances. So that's what Jainism is mentioning. So this is a key takeaway. Nothing can be created, nothing can be destroyed in the universe, and everything changes its form continuously, and everything is eternal. Any questions up until this point? Okay, Saurabh, would you like to explain Jeev Dravya here in just summary?
Okay. So if we talk about the stress, so the main cause of stress is only that we are unable to know, we are unable to realize ourselves. So why? Because just we are unable to realize ourselves, or just we are unable to know ourselves, because we don't know. We are unable to know ourselves. We are very busy in the external world in collecting many outer things which are not useful for us. We are just trying to get pleasure in those things which are not having even a particle of pleasure. That is the reason just we are getting more and more stress. So Jeevdrav, it means Jeevdrav is a living substance. Jeevdrav is none other than but me. If we talk about Jeevdrav, Jeevdrav, it means me. It is a soul, liberated soul. Liberated soul, it means it was never just bounded with the karma, and it would not be just in with karmas. It was free, it is free, and it will be free. So the definition of Jeev is that which possesses sentience or consciousness, that is power of knowing and cognizing. As its attributes is called soul substance. For example, Jeev Drab, soul of cat, soul of human being, and soul of siddhas. So we can realize that we are soul and we are Jeev Dravya.
And we will go into more details of Jeev Dravya and proving basically, because a lot of times, a lot of new people may have a question that how do I believe that there is something like soul or there is something like Jeev? So we are actually going to show in the next class, we will show a video about reincarnation, which is actually a documentary prepared by a scientist at University of Virginia, Charlottesville. And he has been a psychiatrist there and been doing research in reincarnation cases for many, many years. And we're going to show you a documentary next time. And then also later in the session, we are going to talk in detail about Jeev substance and its attributes. That time you'll get more understanding. But in reality, it's a living substance. It's the one which has the ability to know and perceive. That substance is called soul. Okay? Next, Saurabh.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 11 o'clock. So let's, I would say this would be a right time to stop. Anyone has any questions so far on anything that we covered today? Because we're going to continue in this session next class. But so far, any questions? Anyone? Or if you have any suggestions about this class or anything that we could make it better for you to enhance the learning experience? Vishal, Samkit, everything's okay? You have any question?
There's one suggestion from my side.
Yes.
We have just started the session, I think, and I'm seeing that around 12 just IDs are active in this class. So my request is that don't just journalism by only on one class. I'm requesting, please just join continuous classes of this YGP. You will find that there are each and every person, they are having lots of problem. But journalism will solve your all problems if you just continue to study, if you just know your the journalism properly. So my request is that don't just only by one class that this is journalism, this is the starting, this is very easy subject which has been just taken by previous, and it's very good test. We are just learning about stress management, and we will solve our many problems in our coming classes. Just like we will discuss about our food habit, our just sleeping habit, our just eating habit, our thinking habit. We will just discuss about lots of topic in our coming classes. Okay, Preeti.
Thank you, Saurabh. And yeah, and we really appeal everyone, please join on a regular basis, and that's how you will get maximum out of this class. So anyone has any suggestions, one final call or any questions? Okay, if not, did I miss anyone on introduction? Did anyone join later on? Did I miss anyone?
Yeah.
Prashiji, this is Jai. I joined it later on.
Okay. Yes, Jai, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jai. I'm from Indore, but right now temporarily I shifted it to Mumbai. So we have just engaged, and I know Saurabh sir from there, and he requested to join it, and I think it's really a fabulous class, and I think it's a good learning and good to hear from you, all of us.
And Jai, welcome to our class, and we look forward to have you join every class. And please, if you can, just send me your email address and phone number and your name, so that I can add you to our data distribution
Okay,
list.
Prerit, Jayji is brother of Vijayji. Vijayji who just banned with her Teeth Yatra, no?
Oh yeah, okay, Vijayji, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, hello. Yeah, I had a good time meeting Vijayji over there.
Okay, that's good. So,
Yeah.
who else has joined today? How many members have so far joined, sir?
We are about 12 people right now, and
Okay.
what I'll do, I'll send out this recording after the class, so then everyone's introduction is there, so you will be able to see everyone.
Perfect. Thanks for that.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So
Sure.
everyone, see you next time. Thank you for joining. And Ketan, now
Thank-
you can stop the recording.
Sure.
Okay.